Good evening, everyone, and welcome to SRW TV. Tonight, we have round 5 of the Porsche Cup here for the SRW League, brought to you by DSL Welding. Tonight, I am once again joined by Cowie next to me in the comms box, and we have Nathan Padawan Howard, as he was aptly named a couple of weeks ago, bringing you the lovely camera angles tonight. Tonight we are at the Nürburgring outer layout once again. Relatively similar temperatures as it's been all through the rounds. And yeah, it should be a good race tonight. Cowie, how's it looking?
It should be pretty good. Let's get back to the same format we had in round 1. So we've got a 20-minute sprint and then a 40-minute longer race with a pit stop in it. So yeah, it should be great stuff. I think we've also got to include Nathan's handle out there, so he's also known as Shibby. We'll keep calling him Padawan, but you know, Shibby's fine too, buddy.
Should be a good race tonight. Of course, that outer layout cutting off about half of the track, so turning turn 5 from a left-hander into a little hairpin, as it did on Tuesday. And so these cars are a little bit more weighty than the F3s that were here on Tuesday. So these cars will be a bit tougher to stop, having to brake a bit earlier, and as well with the no assists. So really got to get that brake pedal down and do some good trail braking to get that car around in the corner.
Well, hopefully enough of the guys have done a few laps around here so they remember that, because if you're used to going left at 5, you're probably going to brake a little bit deeper than you will need to for that hairpin.
Yeah, usually the braking point there is actually at the end of the right turn of 5, so it's going to be a bit of a confusing one if you haven't done your practice, so hopefully these guys will have done that. Tonight we have the normal sprint race format, so back to that first 20-minute race and the inverted top 10 40-minute race for the end. So always love to actually watch this one as well, because we get to see those guys who usually dominate the front of the field actually have to fight back a little bit. And we do like to see the likes of Adam Cross. Sorry, I was reading something else. Adam Hughes, Stefan McCartan, and Alex Court all having their little battle for that first place. So it should be a good watch tonight, Cowie.
Look, yeah, I wasn't sure if we were doing the reverse top 10 again, but I think it's a great format. Just, you know, we get to see some names at the front that, you know, are normally mid-pack, and get to see how they handle the pressure. And also, you know, we get to see the guys that are normally up front there, you know, carve their way through the field, hopefully. So, should make for some entertaining viewing tonight, buddy.
Yeah, exactly right. We say it every week. These guys just put on a show for us, and one of those guys is this man on screen. That's Bradley Wall, who he does pretty well. He likes to put on a bit of a show at the back of the grid.
We're looking at Ash Davis at the moment, buddy. And
it should be Oh, sorry, yeah, we just moved to Ash Davis. Sorry, we were just on Bradley Wall on my screen.
There you go.
Yeah, Ash Davis here as well. He's pretty good in the midfield, but I want to bring some light again to Robbie Griffiths, who performed so very well on Tuesday night in the F3s, and it looks like that this might actually be his track.
Well, it should be interesting. Adam Hughes is almost 200 points in front in this championship at the moment, so he's taken a big jump on the field. If you look at the championship standings from 2 down to about 6, they're separated by less than 100, so it's a much closer battle. But Adam's skipped ahead a fair way. It'll take a Herculean effort to drag him, catch him down. I think with you know, half of the season gone.
Yeah, these guys are definitely wanting to hamper his spirits and maybe get in his way, but it's very hard to get in the way of somebody who is several seconds faster than you on track. It's so hard to defend, especially with the draft of the main straight and all the way back down to that little bus stop chicane, which is one of the final couple of corners. Bit of a different layout than it usually is. Usually, sometimes you have the layout that is just a quick left, right, and that's the more preferred one, I believe, among the community. But this chicane, you cannot take it too wide, so they've got to be quite careful. If they want to make a move, they've got to do it quick.
Look, like everything, you know, I mean, this is one of those purpose-built race tracks, so, you know, all those different layouts to allow for lots of different types of racing. You know, and yes, some of them work great for some cars that are terrible for other cars. So, but it's a level playing field for everyone. So, and these guys have shown that, you know, especially in the shorter format races, they're certainly prepared to give it a go. So hopefully they'll continue that trend and give us some great action out there tonight.
Yeah, exactly right. So, sorry, my overlays are absolutely broken. They've completely frozen now. I'm not sure who we're meant to be watching. No. It's all right. It's
We might get the
resuming.
Padawan
It's
to throw up a
resuming.
Discord feed for you, Dano, just so you can check it. We're just on board with one of the
I can
Sinkovich
still,
boys at the
still
moment.
watch it perfect.
So, well, we were until he slowed down. Missed that corner by the looks of it. Ah, no, he's just letting him through. There you go. Oh, these boys are pretty respectful. You know, when there's cars on qualifying laps, you're on an outlap, just get out of the way. You don't want to wreck someone else's quality. You don't want them to wreck yours. Looks like the, you know, again, this is one of those track figures.
Looks like they're onto that runoff that is the other.
I was going to say, yeah, that's where they could back up back there. I think you're right. You know, where that's probably where in Formula One you see about 12 cars backing up, waiting to set up their run for the last little bit of quali. Yeah, it is a tight corner there, that hairpin. So yeah, be interesting to see how many guys. I think there is probably a move on there. The guys that are confident under braking these cars.
Into turn 5, you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. The
Definitely
corner that's not a corner.
If you can send that up on the inside, actually, you're able to get a move, but you have to position the car very carefully, because if you run deep, you're going straight into the wall, and also if you're on the outside, you brake a little earlier than them, and you can actually get a nice undercut on them through the corner and get the crisscross. So
yeah,
a couple of drivers will definitely be looking for that one tonight, I reckon.
Yeah, well, I think you're right there. You can get in on the inside, and it sort of almost seems to be one of those corners where you could do a little bit of a block pass as well. So you could just, you know, make sure you're a bit slower on the exit, and the car behind you can't really get a run. So it'll be interesting to see how the guys go. There's some pretty crafty drivers in this field tonight. Already they've shown us their skills over the last 4 rounds, so I don't expect any different. And you know, I think the boys have been pretty clean for the most part. We like to see door banging, but as long as it's close, hard racing and there's, you know, no ulterior motives involved, which we haven't really seen at all, so I shouldn't even mention that.
Yeah, we like to see clean door banging, I suppose, is what you were trying to say, I think. Yeah.
Exactly right. You know, we want to see these boys pushing hard, racing hard against each other, really enjoying it. I know that I call myself Cowie, your average sim racer, because I'm nowhere near the pace of these guys. And for me, it's all about, you know, racing close with as many people as I can, I suppose, getting in the mix.
Yeah, this is somebody who'll be wanting to redeem himself. He was quite unhappy with his performance on Tuesday, from what I've heard. So he knows he's got the pace here, and I reckon he'll jump up the field and actually get into a couple of battles, because he definitely had the pace on Tuesday to be on the podium, and I think he'll be wanting to prove that tonight. But Alex Court has set a pretty good lap. I wonder if we'll get into the 27s here, Cowie, because that 28.374 is 1/10 of his practice lap. So it's a pretty good lap from Alex Court. So we'll see what these guys can do.
Look, it's fine margins between the field. You know, again, you know, these cars not particularly suited to this layout, and yet, you know, they're still able to drive them on the limit. You know, I found it a very difficult car to control on the limit. Once you get the tyres up to temp, it seems to be a lot better to drive. That normally takes a couple of laps, but still, they are a handful, as we've talked about plenty of times before. No assists, yeah, makes for a difficult car to drive.
Yeah, they really are not easy. They are one of the they're a C-class car, so usually you jump into them if you're wanting to then progress into the GT3 cars, the like VRS GT3 and all that kind of stuff. But they are a completely different beast to those GT3 cars, which have all the different assists that you can imagine, which is, I think, why the community likes them, is because they've got so many things that can sort of save you if you lose the back end. So
I mean, it's the same principle, buddy. You know, most of us are, you know, that jump on these sims aren't, you know, Steve McQueen's or Max Verstappen's or, you know, Travis Pastrani's, any of those sort of guys. So, you know, we want to get on and race hard, and, it's great. You can generally find a group very similar to your level and have a race with, or you find guys that are quicker than you, and they're always happy to throw pointers your way and lead you around, show you the braking markers, stuff like that. I mean, I suppose at the elite level, people start to get a little bit secretive with their setups and stuff, but...
I was about to say, yeah, it depends how high up they are, I think, because...
of course.
I've met a couple of them that are quite keep their secrets quite close to them, but I've had a few who have spilled a few, and they're lovely people. So you find some lovely people on here, and I think that's why I love it so much, is because it's a completely different community to any other in gaming, I suppose, as well, because everyone in the sim racing community is just so like-minded as well.
Yeah, that's because it's a simulation group, buddy, not a gaming group. You keep telling me.
Sorry. My apologies.
I'm just going to get you back because I keep getting in trouble saying that.
I do believe I've lost my overlays, so I won't have them, but I will have majority of the information up. You're just going to have to guide me on who we're watching, but I think we should be all right.
Well, we're on board with Carter Dines, buddy.
Don't worry, Nathan. That's all good.
He's about a half a second back to from Alex Court's 28.3. So, still looking again at the top 6 inside the 128s. I think, when I tried this out, I was lucky to get down into the 30s, the high flat 30s. So yeah, these guys are just quick. I
actually didn't give the practice session a go, but I probably should have, because I should have gotten a feel for this, but I was at work, so I wasn't actually able to. But it should be pretty good tonight, I reckon. There's some good pace among the field, about 1 second, 2 seconds separating them. So once that second race comes around, that inverted grid will probably cause a bit of mischief.
Oh. Well, I don't know if it's mischief, but it certainly creates some action, and we're all motorsport fans here. We crave action, That's what we can. That's what we need to keep ourselves entertained, and these boys better put it on for us, eh? We should put the onus on them to put on a good show. I
can assure you they definitely will put it on for us. Look, a couple of people locking up into that first corner there. We're just watching Benjamin Siren, who locked up there. It's a difficult corner to actually maneuver in this car, because those front tires like to lock up. You have to brake quite early into that first corner, so it'll be interesting. Lap 1 is going to be a definite watch, a definite one to watch. That's an absolute flyer from Adam Hughes, a 128.186, almost 2/10 quicker than Alex Court. What a lap!
Well, when you were talking about was it Benjamin there? He's jumped up to second in the championship at the moment, so he's the leader of the pack trying to chase down Adam. But then Adam goes and pulls a lap like that out. So again, these aliens just do the strangest things sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. That lap was hang on, let me see it. It's 0.53 is the gap to Benjamin Siren from that lap. So. Ben's got a little bit of time to gain, just a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be able to drop that time down, and that was Matthew Dowse behind him as well. So P3 and P4 looking to get that faster lap in, and there's about, how long left? There's about 5 minutes left in quality.
Yeah, about 5 minutes, a little bit more. But yeah, look, these guys are trying to find that extra 10th now. So you'd think by now they've put down a lap that's a pretty good benchmark. So, of their I suppose their general pace, I would say. Now it's up to trying to find those extra couple of tenths that really make the difference and elevate you up the grid, against your contemporaries. The thing we've got to remember is, although these guys are generally all pretty good and quicker than me, we do have a few different sort of groups of sort of skill brackets in here. I think Adam and Matthew and Alex and those boys have all showed their class out front. We seem to see the same names up front, but then we've got these mid-pack battles, and qualifying can make a massive difference. Just finding an extra 10th on your contemporary, and suddenly you might be 2 spots ahead of him.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm just wondering if we can go to a gyro cam instead of the cockpit, because it gives a better look. It's not that good, he says. Mr. Padawan, give us a look then, come on. Oh,
Flashing through 'em. That is a tight corner, isn't it? Look at
I
that.
think we're back. I think SDK might have an update, to be honest, and I think I may not have updated it, so that might be on me. But I have lost my overlays, but it's just gyro does not work, apparently.
No, it does work. It's just it's an interesting look in these
Beautiful.
cars. Feels like he's sitting on the bonnet a little bit more, I think, but it is quite interesting seeing how tight some of those corners are. Was that Adam really sort of throwing the rear of the car around, almost giving it a big send. Oh, okay,
Yes.
this is the big change.
There it is.
Chicane, that one, so everyone's normally used to the chicane at the end of the hill as you come up over the top.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's a bit of a tough one to manoeuvre. That's Luke Cornwell on the left there in the Red Bull livery, who's spun out. And that was a lap, a 127.97. What a lap from Adam Hughes. Gets us into the 27s for the night.
He called for
That
it,
is
buddy.
an incredible lap. You can see it on the dashboard of that car as well.
Look, Adam has said that this is one of the cars that he's really sort of focused on, for the last sort of season and a half, couple of seasons. So, and it really shows. I mean, he's at the moment almost 200 points in front of the field in a class of his own. And by the looks of it here, he's got a 4/10 gap back to Alex at the moment. Just have to see if still a couple of minutes left. Maybe Alex can bridge that gap, and we'll see how he goes.
But watching Stefan McCartan all the way down in P10 at the moment. Oh, Adam having a bit of a spin there. Probably got the rear tyres on that right-hand raised curb. Sometimes it can just sort of throw you out. And they'll rejoin safely there and get back on track.
Look, again, Adam's done a blistering lap, and he's just pushing that little bit harder to go that little bit more blistering further. And as we know a lot in these sort of cars, the grip can tend to be
very, very annoyed there.
Stefan
is going to be quite annoyed there with Luke Cornwell, I reckon. He was on a flyer, and Luke's got in his way there, so might have a bit of a word to race control and see if they can sort something out. I've got my overlays back, thankfully, so I can see now that we've got 2 minutes left in quali, so Stefan really has to get a move on now if he wants to get this lap in. If he wants to improve on that P10, he's really got to get a move on.
Again, when we start to have a look at the middle pack from 8th, down to 16th, there's a second, maybe a second half separating them. Again, it seems that these cars, being on the pace can make, a tenth or two difference in several corners. And realistically, that's all the difference is between the quick guys and the guys that aren't quite as quick is, 15 corners or 12, or we've got 12 corners tonight. You find a tenth in 12 corners, that's 2 seconds. That's the difference.
Yeah, exactly right. It's all about finding that different line. Sometimes you think a line's quicker through the corner and you try a different one, and it actually ends up being a lot faster, which I've found sometimes. So it is sort of a game of using that practice to your advantage. You can't really sort of stick to what you know in a practice session. You've sort of got to experiment a little to really get everything out of these cars.
Have a look at this spoiler cam. This is awesome. You can just see how, it almost feels like the rear end of the car is just sliding around on him to carry the speed through the corners.
Yeah, it does dance a little bit. This is Ashley Knowles. And he will be wanting to get this underway.
Running in 14th at the moment.
Around the final couple of corners now. That is qualifying over. I believe that has reset the cars, so he wasn't able to finish that lap. Stefan McCartan is all the way down in P10, so could be going for the alternate strategy, going for the major points in the feature race. So he might be wanting to hold on to P10, but we'll see how this goes. So Adam Hughes taking out your pole position tonight, followed by Alex Court, Brett Wardby, Matthew Doust, Benjamin Siren, Robbie Griffiths, Ash Davis, Carter Dines, Tyson McAvoy, and Stefan McCartan rounding out the top 10.
Callan Hodgkinson in 11th, Brad Wall, Dean Sikovic, Ashley Knowles, Dylan Bazemi, Greg Leake, John McHenry, Stephen Sinkovich, George Middis, and Luke Cornwall, bringing up the 20th. I think is that all the cars we've got? They're just starting to grid up, so we've probably got about a minute or so left.
Yeah, 20 cars. We've got Scott Rankin, the race control, and Peter Baxter, our promo department safety car as well. So we should be able to get underway as well. So we can see here now that Crisscross Esports has actually got a little bit to do to maintain that lead. There's After Dark Sim Racing and Fishy Motorsports on the hunt for some constructors' points. As we get ready to go green here, there's going to be about 50 seconds left. We're going to be on board with Robbie Griffiths for this race start. Sorry. My things are not working. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. I'm going to...
Oh, buddy. Technology, you got to love it until you hate it.
You have to love it. Yeah, the SRW just keeps...
But yes, you were talking about the team, guys. There's Crisscross Racing Team Team 1 are leading the championship. We've got 9.5 Sin Sports in the middle and Crisscross 2 are third. So After Dark's fairly close as well. So it is a close battle for the constructors. The Crisscross boys got 2 of their teams running in the top 3. Oh, it looks like the last of the cars are gridding up. We've got the lights going. We're about to go. You ready to call the start, Dano?
Oh, I'm always ready to call a start as we go to 5 red lights here at the Nürburgring. A very fast getaway, and it looks like there's a car on the right there that looks to be... God, everything's going fuzzy. That's Robbie Griffith we're watching now. There's a white car in front. I can't tell who it is. I do
gone
apologize,
deep in there. A little bit of contact there, I think, between a bit of a Nines and Roddy.
Yeah, you can see a big lock-up from everyone behind. Everyone's sort of scrambling to get those tyres up to temperature. Adam Hughes has got away well, but Alex Court is right on top of him, followed by Matthew Dowse, Brett Wadby, and Ash Davis, who have also gotten good starts. This is going to be an absolute mess until these guys get into a rhythm. This 20-minute sprint is going to be absolute chaos.
That was some pretty good driving there for the boys. They were going too wide through those sections on cold tyres, giving each other room, you know, some good respectful driving. Looks like we've got Tyson's up 1 spot at the moment. We have Dean Sinkovich up 3 spots into 10th. So Dean had a great start. Looks like Stefan had was the big loser. He's lost 4 spots off the start.
Oh wow, yeah, Stefan losing 4 spots on the start. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He might just
a little bit of wheel spin, buddy.
A chill. We'll have a chat to him later personally. Sorry, not on the stream, and we'll see what's going on. We'll maybe get that up for next week. But as these guys start to settle into a groove at the end of this first lap, we can see Ash Davis has spun at the chicane there. It's very unfortunate for him. He was doing quite well, and it looks like some of these boys, that is sometimes where the skill really, the skill gap really changes, is that first lap is knowing where the tyres are and knowing how to maneuver the car to make sure that you get all out of those lap 1 tyres. Bit of a lock up there from the 37 of Tyson McAvoy. And the Fishy Motorsports car, I believe that is Robbie Griffiths, jumps in front.
Thompson picked him up on the last lap, and looks like Robbie's just got him back there with that little lock-up.
Yeah, it's great little start from the 2 of them. So this will be a definite battle to watch, and I'm sure we'll be able to watch that battle all throughout the 40-minute race as well as we go into it. Adam Hughes, Alex Court, always fighting out in the front. And Matthew Dowse looking
going good here, buddy, in the SRW.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
I was going to say, Dean Sinkovich going pretty well into the top 10 in one of the SRW machines.
Yeah, we do love to watch him on the pole position, but he never likes to take it. He usually drops back a position or 2 if he is up into those positions. So he does not like starting at the front, doesn't want to ruin anyone's races, but we want to see him up there. We want to see him driving up the front. And
that's right, he's got the pace.
I hope we can see it tonight.
Oh, that's right, if he's got the pace, he deserves to be up there. Good battle here going on between Carter Dines, and we've got Benjamin Siren behind him. Benjamin's had a really good last couple of rounds in the season. I think he had a great haul of points at the Enduro, and that's, you know, jumped into the top of the battle pack behind Adam Hughes.
Yeah, Benjamin's not really been... I suppose we saw him first round at the Red Bull Ring. There's a big lock-up again into Turn 1. You can just see it consistently. These guys sort of locking up. There it is again. Double lock-up as well. Stefan's able to take that position. A great move from him. But yeah, as I said, that That first corner is so hard to navigate in these cars. Just the downward hill, and they just want to lock up all the time. So it can be a bit tough.
Stephen's almost back to his starting position. Something big must have happened to Ash Davis there. He's down 9 positions. I can't see what's happening there.
That's been
Oh,
on
we're
lap
going to have a
1.
look at it. Yeah, it looks like this had a big incident. See if we can have a look and see what happened to him.
Get a DSL action replay. This is lap 1. So he's come into the corner, maybe just taken it a bit too hot, jumped a bit on the curb, and
yeah.
It's very similar sort of scenarios we saw with the F3 cars. Is you get a little bit too much curb, and the car, you put the power down, and it just goes round.
Yep, and he had to let the whole field through. So he's already grabbed a couple of spots back. So, and it looks like he's now jumped up into 15th. So looking to make up for that mistake.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will get up a couple of positions. Is that Adam Hughes who's dropping down the order? I'm not sure what's happened. He may have had a slowdown.
Yeah.
Haven't heard anything from race control, but that is gonna be a couple of positions that he is gonna want to get back as soon as possible. Matthew Doust is now into first position. He was able to overtake Alex Court. Absolute chaos in the first round, Cowie. What's happened?
We missed that. Oh, that's some great driving by Matthew. Matthew showed some good pace in the Porsche Cup cars. Yeah, he had a bit of bad luck in round 2 with his wheel disconnecting on him. But yeah, he's shown some good pace and deserves to be up the front here. Looks like Robbie Griffiths is... Oh, that's Benjamin Siren getting involved, and Robbie Griffiths behind him trying to make a move. Or he's battling hard here.
Yeah, we've seen time and time again these guys in the mid-pack always provide sometimes a better show than those front runners because they just end up pulling away and we can't even, keep up with them. It's just so fast out in front.
We're just going to follow the action, buddy. Well, we're going to follow the action. So if the action's back in the middle pack, that's where we are, you know. So if the front runners want to be getting a bit more TV coverage, then they've got to battle, get some action going for us.
Yeah, exactly right. You hear that, Adam? You can't be running away with every race if you want some screen time, mate.
I like that matte black on Benjamin's car up the front there. That's a nice liveries. Love it when it pops. And now it's that matte black look, yeah.
The
race crash machine, yeah.
Oh, there's a spin in front of him. That is Adam Hughes, who has spun out of 5th place. He's dropping down the order. He's now in 9th, dropping all the way back. He's in 10th now as well. Wow, that is an interesting one to see. You don't see Adam make too many mistakes. As we see Carter Dines making contact with him, and Adam just loses control. Yeah. So that's a teammate as well, and a teammate who is the championship leader. So words will definitely be had in the crisscross garage after this one.
I don't think there was any intent there, but you know, the car, when one of the cars is a bit wobbly like that, as we said before, it doesn't take much of a bump to throw you offline.
Especially, yeah, again with no assists or anything, catching these cars is one thing as well. It's a very tough thing to do. So, a couple of battles really starting to evolve. Dean has flown off the track apparently, so of course we'll get a replay of that, Nathan. Of course, we always want to see the SRW boys absolutely flying, and yep, he has come way too fast in that corner, and the rear end just slipped out on him, and he gets out of the way smart. So
I think he might have been worried about going into whoever that was in front of him at the time, you know, and he's broken a bit harder, you know, and lost the rear as a result. So again, you know, I mean, I've been doing the radicals with these boys, and they're pretty respectful racers out there. I think you called me for turning in and not, you know, giving way more room than I needed to, and it actually stuffed me up. So, you know, can happen. Tyson here having a great run up into 7th position. So what's that up 2 now?
Up to who's that? Up 2 position? Sorry, everything's
Tyson McAvoy. We're running on board with Tyson at the moment. Just having a look.
Right, sorry, I'm having a couple of technical difficulties. My apologies.
Right. Stefan Milk Carton's catching up. Yeah, I had to say that. You've named him that, so.
The Milk Carton.
Yeah.
Stefan McCartan. He will be making that move in the next couple of corners, I reckon. He might have one straight here. He's pushing very, very hard. You can see right behind on that right hand tire there. He will not make a move up into this bus stop. It's a very, you got to really commit to that corner if you're going to make a move there. So Stefan will probably get it down the straight into turn 1.
Yeah, it's more about the exit out of there, and maybe you can get up the inside for here. But again, not necessarily an easy place to pass. Though, again, probably more experienced driving the V8s around here, and those quick flicks of direction from left to right, it's very heavy on the weight transference. I think these cars are a bit sort of lower to the ground, a bit broader, so you probably don't feel it quite as much. Oh, having a little look inside there, Stefan.
Yeah, he's going to be wanting to get in front of him. Tyson's not too bad, though. He's a pretty good defender. There's a battle actually up front developing. It's Alex Court, Carter Dines, Ben Siren, and Robbie Griffiths all involved in the battle for 3rd position. This is going to be an absolute crazy battle. Bit of a lock-up there from Carter Dines in 3rd. And these boys are going to be going hammer and tongs towards the end. We're about halfway through this first sprint race, and it will come down to the wire, I reckon.
Look, it's been some pretty good racing here from the boys. Just looking back from Alex Court here, looking at the chasing pack of Carter Dines, Benjamin Simon, and Robbie Griffiths. And again, I think you can almost see some of these boys might even work together to try and get up there. But I think more than anything, these guys have shown that they're willing to send it if it's on offer and required. Which is great. It's what we want to see.
Always what we want to see. We want to see this hard racing, and they give it to us. So thank you, boys. Once again, week in, week out, providing us with the amazing content to commentate on as we're watching Carter Dines defending from Ben Siren and Robbie Griffiths. The 3 of them are going to be battling for 4th, I reckon, as these 3 start to battle. Alex Court is able to sort of run away a little bit and get away from these guys, and that's definitely what he's going to want to do, because he doesn't want to be involved in this pack because it'll hinder him going forward. He's going to want to catch Brett Wardby and maybe even Matthew Dowse towards the end of the race.
Matthew's skipped clear well and truly now. He's got a 3-second gap from Brett at the moment.
Yeah, nice little gap. He's sort of got that 3-second gap. He's want to continue to extend it, as it looks like it is actually extending. So the boys up at the front, Matt Dowse and Brett Wardby, are going to want to take advantage, make sure they get all the points they can from finishing at the top there. So they'll want to continue to pull away from Alex Court, who could probably feel maybe a win coming in his fingertips, because he's been hunting for one. I don't know if has he got one yet, Cowie?
Is that Matthew? No, I don't think
Alex.
so.
Alex.
Well, I think it's been Adam every single race so far, hasn't he? He's been undefeated so far. Well, I know we had the Super Sprint Series. I think he still took out the round victory. But yeah, look, I'm not sure. We have to have a look back through the notes. But in any case, I mean, we keep talking about him, so that just tells you he's up on the pace and up near the front.
Yeah, exactly right. So on board with Robbie Griffiths now in his Porsche Cup car, and he's doing very, very well trailing these guys. You've got to be quite careful in the draft, because you brake at your normal braking point, and that dirty air really throws the car and it locks up those tires. They heat up, and it can really throw you. So braking early is essential.
Well, Robbie's been one of the guys that's been, sort of taking it a bit to Adam. So I think he sort of had a bit of a rough night on the enduro round, and that sort of dropped him down the championship a little bit. But he's fighting back, and again showing a good class driver and able to race close and battle hard, which is exactly what we want to see.
We've just had a small incident between George Minus and one of the Sinkovich boys, so we might be able to get a little replay of that one if we can, Nathan. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to DSL Welding Services. Show us what's going on here.
Oh, that's going to be a lockup. That's going to be a big lockup from Stephen, I reckon. There it is, yeah.
Oh.
Locked up right into the rear of George Minus, so unlucky for him, but the real winner there was Dean, who was able to sneak through in front of George, so, sneaking through.
I don't know if the brothers would collude that way. I think they're probably the fiercest rivals on track than anyone else, those two.
Yeah, they do like to go pretty hard out together, and they're both the same skill level, so they can, so it's pretty good to watch those two.
There's another great battle pack here, and we're looking at 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th, and they're battling as if it's first. I mean, this is again why we come and race, in a league of this caliber, and why we love watching it, because there's just battles up and down the field, and you inevitably find people that are great to race against and similar pace to you, and you get embraced by the community and have a ball, and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, it's all about having fun, yes, and that's what these guys do week in, week out. That's why they race so much. I see a lot of the same drivers in all the different series. That's just because they just love doing it. So, if you love something, you're going to continue doing it, and yeah, they love it. Not much more I can really say.
That's a great shot. Feels like I'm playing Need for Speed again, running the bumper cam with my controller.
Oh, don't tell me you ran bumper cam.
Nah.
Third person, mate.
I think a lot of you are probably right with those games. It's not much of a cockpit cam.
Have you ever played Need for Speed with a with a cockpit cam? It's painful. There's some lovely defending from Demon. He's got a little bit deep there, just a little bit deep, and that might
Dylan got
be.
punted a bit by Bradley behind him then, but I think Bradley probably ended up a little bit worse off there. It doesn't look like there's any major damage to Dylan.
I didn't see any damage, but you might be right. I can only see pixels, to be honest, so you've got a better view than me.
Battle up front for fourth position here. Benjamin Siren pushing hard on Carter. Robbie Griffiths just in the background here, just maybe waiting for these guys to have maybe a little angle together, see if he can take advantage. Again, the pace that these guys are driving at, I'd say that Robbie's doing everything he can to try and keep up with them, stay with them. He's not worried about them taking each other out and being there to pounce. He's worried about staying with them. It's pretty good pace. Matthew Dowse. Looks like Brett Warby's taken a bit of time out of Matthew. The gap's back down to 2.3 seconds now. And Alex Court only 0.2 or 0.3 behind Brett. So, battling hard.
Well, it being that sprint race, of course, these guys are going to be going hard out the whole time. As we're coming up to, I believe, how long left is there? About 5 minutes?
Yeah, just 5.5 minutes or so left of the race, buddy.
5.5 minutes left, so these guys have been going pretty hard out for 20 minutes, and they've still got 40 more to go after this. So the total of hour racing tonight around this track. So the 20-minute race usually provides quite a bit of action. These guys going hard out to get as many positions as possible. Stefan is sitting currently in P10, and Adam Hughes is P8. So those guys will be looking to start actually at the front of the grid rather than at the back where they usually start for the feature race. Alex Court, meanwhile, is really hunting down Brett Wardby. Will he be able to get Matthew Dowse? I reckon he might. If he's able to get past Brett at the end of this lap, he might be able to actually catch Matthew Dowse if he's able to get away.
Well, I think Matthew would be happy for Brett to stay exactly where he is and keep battling.
Yeah, exactly right.
John McHenry's had a little bit of an off by the looks of that. Don't know what happened to John.
So we'll be able to have a look if we can get a DSL action replay. As we will. It's the locked on racing. As it looks like it was...
okay.
It's one of the SRW boys. It looks like it may have been Dean.
Dean Sinkovich there.
Yeah, it was Dean that had a little incident with him, so they would have had maybe a little laugh about that.
Yeah, they probably will be, but it was a bit of a send. There we go. We're going to have a look for the battle up front. Looks like Alex has got through.
It's not just yet, Cowie. Brett is coming back with a vengeance. He's going to have the better exit through the next corner. Alex is going going to have to jump to the inside to defend that, and he does so. Is Brett able to catch him around the outside? He's not. Alex is just showing off his resident wall nickname, and he defends beautifully and is able to hold on to that second position. And now the hunt begins for Matthew Doust out in front, and this should be either way an after dark sim racing 1-2. So that'll be the first, I believe, for the team, so a pretty good milestone for them.
Great stuff with the team.
So about a minute left, so this will come on to the last lap, so it's just going to be Alex Corbett having to defend from... Yeah,
I've got it 3 minutes to go. Oh, I'm reading the wrong one then. There you go.
Yeah, got a minute left, so this will be the last coming onto the last lap now. So Alex is just going to have to defend from Brett Wardby. So this is going to be a very close race as they come across the line. This is Benjamin Siren, Robbie Griffiths, and Ash Davis, I believe, all battling here. Sorry, no, Carter Dines, Benjamin Siren, and Robbie Griffiths. My apologies. All battling for P4 actually. Carter Dines leading them away. Robbie Griffiths is right behind. He's going to be waiting to capitalize on any mistakes that happen on this final lap.
Battling hard here, pushing hard. Carter trying to get onto the podium. Can Brett hold out?
Yeah, I think Brett will be able to hold out because he's about 3.5 seconds up the road. Provided he doesn't make any mistakes, he should be okay. It's going to be Benjamin Siren and Robbie Griffiths. Ben Siren, he looks to the outside. Is he going to cut to the inside? No, he's just going to trail him through to the next corner. Going to be down the straight. He's going to be right up the back of him. And Robbie Griffiths is getting involved now. This is going to be a very, very, very tight run to the line. As they come to the final couple corners, they come down the back straight. They hit the right-hand kink of Advan Bogen. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that properly. I do apologize, everyone. But it looks like they are able to defend from one another. Robbie Griffiths is not able to get any positions unless he makes a big dive up the inside on Benjamin Siren. He doesn't. He sticks behind. He'll take the track position for the next race. And it looks like Adam Hughes making a move up the inside. He has the outside for the next one. An awesome move from Adam Hughes up the inside, round the outside to get into P7. Stefan Milk Carton was able to get into P9 on that final lap. So he'll come home in P9. Adam Hughes comes home in P7, sorry. So he'll start from P3 from the next race, as we can see now Stefan McCartan and Callum Hodgkinson, who will start P2 and pole position for Callum Hodgkinson. So a good race for that opening race. Cowie, what do you think?
Look, some great battles from the boys again, pushing hard. The battles are all the way down the pack. Matthew Doust, supreme drive up front. Don't know what happened to Adam there, but perhaps a setting didn't, maybe a setup change or something that didn't work good, or perhaps his tyres were going away on him there, but it looked like for a lap or two he was in a fair bit of strife. But good recovery.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. After Dark 1-2. Thank you, After Dark Sim Racing, for tuning in, guys. I'm able to now read all the comments and things that you guys type in chat because I'm watching a different stream tonight. But it was a good race for Matthew Doust. He sort of led from the start, not from the start, but he got a good start off the line and he really just drove it home from there.
Yeah, no, great work.
Just seeing Luke Cornwell coming through to finish off the drivers. So that will do us for our first sim race of the night, I suppose. I meant to just say race. Sim race works, I suppose. Matthew Doust and Alex Court taking home that After Dark Sim Racing 1-2. A lovely drive from the both of them. Alex was actually 0.9 off Matthew Doust in the end, so I reckon 1 or 2 laps longer and he may have caught him. Fishy Motorsports' Brett Wardby is able to take home the final podium spot. A good drive from him as well, followed by Carter Dines, Benjamin Siren, Robbie Griffiths, Adam Hughes all the way down in P7. That's uncharacteristic for him. Followed by Ash Davis, Stefan McCartan, and Callum Hodgkinson, who will start from pole position for Crisscross Racing for our feature race tonight.
I think Tyson McAvoy unlucky on 11th there. He was driving really good. I think Adam was just putting an apology on the radio there to Tyson for their little sort of bump that they had in that race. And but yeah, unlucky. One more position would have had him on pole for this race. So Tyson with Performance Sim Racing, we had Ashley Knowles, Dean Sinkovich, John McHenry, Dylan Benzemi, Greg Leake, Stephen Sinkovich, George Minnis, Brad Wall, and Luke Cornwall finishing there. So yeah, look, that's only the appetizer, buddy. We've got the main course to come.
I reckon where Dean Sinkovich is starting is from that P13. I reckon there is a top 10 coming for one of the Sinkovich boys, and I reckon it's happening tonight. I reckon Dean is going to be in that top 10. And after the top 10, it's a podium. So in the next coming weeks, I reckon we'll see a major improvement from those boys.
Look,
I can try. I can try, guys. I can try and believe, can't I? Have they? Sorry, just being told that they've been race training from Nathan. So some insider info from the SRW garage. Oh, they have indeed. They did do some driver training. So their Wednesday and Thursday Wednesday nights they do a bit of driver training. It looks like it's Stephen, Dean, Greg, George Minus, and Luke Cornwell all look to taking up some driver training. So good on those boys for getting onto it and getting into it and looking to improve.
Yes, well, it's one of the things that SRW is trying to do, buddy, is that, we've got some great drivers, but we don't want to, you don't have to be a great driver to race with us. We want you to be a fair driver, of course. But, if you're not quite up to the speed of the really quick guys, that's fine. We are doing a driver training sort of program in behind for the guys. I think it's mostly focused on the V8s at the moment and our development Super 2 series. But the idea is we've got getting a good driver trainer. I'm trying to think of the guy's name, but I will find it.
The driver trainer's name, I believe his name is Josh.
There you go.
Josh Thomas. So very big thank you to Josh. Bit of a shout out for him.
Yeah.
Training up these boys and possibly having some future Adam Hugheses.
Well, I think I might have hinted that I was going to try and get in on one of those driver training things because I need the help too, buddy.
Oh, you don't need it, Cowie. You're a pretty quick racer yourself.
Oh, mate, Oh, they give me shit now. So I've got the Padawan stirring it, telling me I've got to keep it on the track. He reckons I've, spinning a little bit too much to get a bit too much notice in the limelight and the cameras. It's probably right.
I'd like to say in defence of you, Cowie, Nathan, once you can drive a Radical and keep it on track, then you can talk, mate. It surely will be. Sticking to my Saturday Mayhem domination, I'm going to call it, because I'm undefeated currently in the first race of Saturday Mayhem. I usually end up disappearing for the second one. Either my internet parks it,
you guys out there watching, you give us a like, give us a subscribe. Come and join us for the free-for-all on a Saturday night in iRacing, where we do the SRW Mayhem. It's a great way to get to know us. And, yeah, we've got the Discord link in the description, so you're welcome to jump in. We're not taking any entries into the series at the moment, just because it would stuff with the points and everything involved. But, we will look at soon sort of starting to get a list of people interested for the next season and see where we go from there. But hopefully we can get quite a few new names on board and maybe, get lots of cars out on track. Let's get some fields of 30, 40 cars out there. That would be awesome to watch.
No, my PC won't be able to cope with that. No, thank you. Sorry. I'm only joking. We'd love to see everyone come and get involved on the Saturday nights. It is a lot of fun. We do have a lot of mayhem, as it is called, the Saturday Night Mayhem. But here we are. We do get to see our Round 5 feature race Porsche Cup grid. So Callan Hodgkinson taking out that pole position. He finished 10th, of course, and Stefan McCartan on the front row as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how good of a start Stefan gets. And behind him on the grid is Adam Hughes, Ash Davis to the right of him, in front of him. So this is going to be a very, very interesting start. Robbie Griffiths, Ben Siren, Carter Dines, those three are going to be battling very hard as they did the last race. And Brett Wardby, Alex Court, and Matthew Doust rounding out the top 10. Alex Court is want to going to want to get a good start as he always does. So up the inside is going to be one that you definitely need to watch out for.
Oh, look, all these guys are quick, you know. Tyson McAvoy in 11th, Ashley Knowles. Those guys have both been up near the front in these cars. You know, so... Oh, the lights are on, buddy. Get ready to call it. Who we this time come to
I'm
the
always
dines for the
ready
start.
to call a start. I'm always ready to call a start. I wonder if it will be as fast as it was last time. It's almost just as fast. There's no waiting for those lights to go out. Well, it looks like the second row has gotten a much faster getaway than the front row, as it looks like that is Adam Hughes getting into the lead already. That's Carter Dines that we've seen around the outside. He's staying in P9. He's jumping to P8, P9.
One of the...
There's a spin behind. It's Dean Sinkovich. Dean, I just talked you up, mate. How have you failed me like this? I'm only joking. He's doing an awesome job as we're watching these guys as they start to settle into a little bit of a rhythm. There's a car around behind. I can't tell who it is. I've been told it's Matthew Douse, who has been spun. So that's one of the After Dark Sim Racing boys. Alex Court being the last one left. There's a big lock up in front. I'm not sure who that is either.
That was Alan Hodgkinson, I think, running wide there.
Alan Hodgkinson, I've been told. So this is going to be Adam Hughes leading the 9.5 Sim Sport, followed by Chris Cross, and I can't tell who's actually one after the other, so I do apologise, everyone. I haven't got all my information up like I usually do.
Stephen McCartan up into third position, so he's had another great start as well.
Nathan, are you able to grab, I just chucked in the broadcast team chat, are you able to grab the link so I can see the timing, so I can at least see who's where? It's alright if you can't find it. It should be in the settings of SDK.
Got McAvoy from Performance Sim Racing having a look at him now. That's a new paint job on that car. It looks pretty good. I do like to see that.
Nice.
Or that nice sort of spec map of the chrome there. The light gleams off it.
It's a very, very nice. We'll get some. Does iRacing have RTX? Does it get the reflections, the ray tracing? Okay, so Nathan is saying that he can make the game pop, but he hasn't got around to doing it yet. But that was a bit of a lock-up, bit of a mistake from Tyson. Oh, there is a spin behind
Ashley Knowles, was it? No?
Car. It does look like it is Carter Dines, yes. So an unfortunate spin from him. That is beautiful. Thank you very much, Nathan.
Let's see if we can have a look at what happened to Carter there, if we can. We've got a couple of incidents we can maybe go back and look. Yep, so, alright, Shibby's going to have a look through and have a look at a few of these incidents. Again, thanks to DSL Welding to bringing these pictures for us and supporting our great league here. Can't do it without you boys. And although the guys have been driving clean enough that we haven't seen the safety car, but we've still got to thank the promo department for on board as our safety card sponsor. But yeah, look at this. A couple of different bits of action that happened at the start here. Oh, he's got squeezed.
He's been touched, I reckon. Sorry, that was not the best.
I think it might have been Carter that got squeezed there and had nowhere to go, and then Matthew.
We'll get another DSL action replay of the lap 1 carnage. Who was it? So it was Dean around the outside. There was, Stephen jumped in the middle, made it 3 wide, and Dean unfortunately went around.
Did all that himself.
He held the brakes quite well, so Stephen jumped up behind him. Stephen went 3 wide down the middle, so a ballsy move from him, but it looks like he benefited from it quite well, so.
Now the guys are driving. Who's that spurred off there? Was that Ashley Knowles?
Ashley Knowles having a little bit of an incident as well. It's been having a look that Stephen is off track, but was only for a brief moment. Adam Hughes up 3 positions up in pole position. He's running away with this race already, as he always does. Ash Davis for 9.5 SimSport is chasing down Stefan McCartan, and following him is Benjamin Siren, his teammate, and Robbie Griffiths behind him. So a bit of a battle forming for P3 as Stefan is looking to run away, but he doesn't look like he is able to just yet. He's going to have to do a bit of work to get away from the 9.5 SimSport boys.
Plenty of work there, but that was an absolutely blistering start that Adam Hughes got, able to, go from fourth on the grid straight to the first by corner one and then just run away with it. Oh, there we had, was that Brad, who was that spun out there? Steven Sinkovic. So obviously we haven't been focusing on the SRW cars enough tonight because they're doing some spins to get a bit more airtime, the boys. Bradley Wall. Bradley Wall, nice little beneficiaries, up into 15th position, up 4 positions. Thanks for that.
Yeah, some good battles forming at the back of the field, Cowie?
Well, as Shibby was just saying, it was Brad and Steve and Sinkovic sort of battling well there, and then as soon as we crossed over to it, Steve had decided that he had enough of that and wanted to spin. No. Okay, these cars, I mean, we're only into, lap 3 are we? Yeah.
About 5.5 minutes in, it looks
lap
like.
4, yeah, lap 4, so the tyres are only now just coming up the temp, where the guys can sort of send it with a bit of confidence.
Yeah, exactly right. We're just looking at the gearbox of Stefan McCartan. You can see how close those 9.5 SimSport guys are getting to him. So it looks like Stefan is unable to get away from those guys. It's going to be down to the pit stops, I reckon. So it's going to be around the 20-minute mark again this time. But, who knows? They could try and stretch it like they did on Tuesday and see if that works. But it's a different car, so it might not work. So we'll have to see how that goes.
I can't see these boys taking too many risks this early in the race, though. I know that they don't want Adam. They wouldn't want Adam to, get too far in front. But again, I don't think we're quite at, send it or die territory. When you're only 5 minutes into the race.
Yeah, exactly right. Sorry, I'm calling things a bit early. My mind's going, having a bit of a wander. I'm watching these Sinkovic brothers having a little battle.
We're about to find out if they're going to work together or not, aren't we? Or are they just going to?
Yes, we definitely will. I don't think there's any team orders in the SRW team garage, so these guys will be battling quite a bit. You can see Dean there overtaking his brother, but then Stephen getting the better exit, so these guys are definitely going to be battling, I reckon. Just having a look at Alex Court now. Alex is doing quite well. He's sitting in P6. He's up 3 positions, so he's wanting to get through the field as fast as he can and catch Adam Hughes and Stefan McCartan up the front. So a bunch of close racing. Alex unable to shake the Fishy Motorsports car, Brett Wardby, because this track is so small, kind of. It's not one of the bigger tracks that we've raced on. These guys are able to find a bit more pace. Some of the mid-pack boys are able to fight a little bit closer to those front runners and find a little bit more pace, I've found. When I've been on shorter tracks, I'm able to...
I don't think it's just that too. I mean, you generally have at the start of the season, you'll have the guys that have, basically got a little bit of a jump on the rest of the grid, and they come out of the box, being able to drive the cars on the limit straight away. And generally you will see about, round 4 or 5 of the championship, that's when the gaps start to come about together, when everyone has sort of got more of a handle on how to drive the car, how to set it up, how to get it to do what you want it to do. And that's when we see those relatives, those gaps between the cars come down, which is, just a natural evolution of the series.
I suppose that's true as well, as these guys get used to the cars and they get used to the... Well, not the tracks, I suppose, but yeah, they get used to the cars and driving them in a pack. So
how to drive with each other, yeah. Yeah, well,
how to drive with each other as well.
Correct, yeah. You learn which drivers are prepared to, defend their honour with every inch of road and metal of the car, and then you've got the guys that if you get up alongside, they're going to give you room, and it's not to say that any one tactic is more viable than the others, but again, it's all about getting used to racing around the boys, and then knowing that you're not going to see silly sends.
Alex Court making a nice move up the inside. Sorry to cut you off there. That was Alex Court making a nice move up the inside of Robbie Griffiths. He's up into P5 now. That is a 5-man battle in front of Callan Hodgkinson. We'll just get this replay of Alex Court up the inside. What a lovely move. Just nice, clean, no lockups. He's got great control over that car.
And Brett went a little bit deep there and missed. He missed the sort of apex, and then when Alex had gone up alongside him.
Stefan's had a big lock up into turn 5, and
Benjamin's got him.
yeah, Ben Siren's able to capitalize on that. This is a 5, almost 6 car battle. This is a 6 car battle. My apologies. Yeah, this is a 6 car battle for the podium position. So Stefan and Ben probably wanting to work together to get away from those boys so they can battle behind, but it doesn't look like they're able to do so. They continue to battle, and it really is anyone's podium at this point.
Yeah, and Adam Hughes is his own worst enemy because he's not getting any air time because he keeps racing out front. That's all good.
He's almost at 7 seconds out the front. Sorry, 5 seconds.
No, I think you had it right. 6.8. I've got 6. It as, so you're right.
Oh, my timing's a bit off then. My apologies. It says Ben Siren's actually at P4 at the moment, but he's actually P2, so not sure what's going on here. So everything seems to be breaking a little. But that's all right. It's a great
battle, buddy. As long as you can see this great action, then everything is okay.
Exactly right, Cowie. Exactly right. We get to watch these these amazing drivers do some lovely performance work for us. So, just watching Dylan Berzieni getting a nice move on his teammate John McHenry there. So maybe a bit of team orders possibly. So
I don't know, but I don't doubt it. John would have held him up if he knew that Dylan's got more pace than him. Yeah, shout out there from 95 Cent Sports, boys. Glad to have a few of your guys driving in our series, mate. Having a really good run so far in the Porsche Cup for sure. You guys are second in the championship, the team championship at the moment. So yeah, thanks for the shout out, guys, and yeah, bring more drivers in for next season.
Yeah, exactly right. We love watching these drivers. I'm going to get amongst it next season. Have you had any of the teams approach you asking if you want to come aboard yet?
Tyson McAvoy from Performance Sim Racing, he's been trying to recruit me for about 1.5 years. So I'm joining his team probably the next season of the B8. Go from there.
Close. Look at that. Brett is he's actually given him a little bit of a bump draft. He pulls over to the right-hand side. Possibly a bit of 0x contact. Brett Wardby is going to have a look up the inside of Alex Court. A big lockup coming into that corner. He's able to get it under control. There's no contact, but there may have been contact. The front end of his car goes around.
He's rotated around.
He just goes straight to the pits. That's very unfortunate for Brett Wardby, who is having a very good race. And 5 remain, I suppose. Cowie?
Yeah,
5 remain in this battle, so it's a little bit of an endurance one, I suppose, with about half an hour, just under half an hour remaining.
I don't know what happened with Brett there, because we've actually lost him from the server now, so I don't know whether he's got angry with himself for that spin and disconnected. But generally, we don't want the guys to exit. Yeah, we don't want the guys to exit out. You stay on track, let race control decide. I mean, this is where, if the car's in a wrong spot and can't exit, then that might create a safety car situation.
Exactly right.
Close battle here. Stefan trying to keep the pressure on Benjamin, who's so far driving a really clean race.
I think Ben's really shown his consistency this week. He's doing very, very well up the front, and he's been very consistent with his lap times. With Alex Court is all the way
going into the pits, was it?
Ash Davis pulling into the pit, so keeping an eye on his pit lane time as we see Robbie Griffiths able to overtake him. Alex Court is up 5 positions currently in P4. He's chasing down Stefan McCartan, who is around 3/10 behind Ben Siren, so those two are battling very, very hard. So Alex won't have long till he is amongst that battle. Some very early pit stops tonight.
It is going to be interesting to see if that works for them. I didn't do enough laps in this to know how the tyre wear is around here and whether or not it is a big factor. So, yeah, but I think the guys are, trying to get themselves into contention perhaps by a nice little undercut in the pits.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder, I do wonder what tyres these guys are going to take. So a couple of them lock it up quite hard into turn 1 and Usually that's the front right tyre that locks up, so I wonder if they'll be taking both just front tyres to just the right-hand side, but I reckon that front right is definitely going to be changed for everyone. As we see Ben Siren pulling into the pits now, an early pit stop from him. A big lockup looked like from, I think that's a back marker, actually. So let's Luke Cornwell, who had a bit of a lockup into that corner. Luke's doing quite well. He does sort of sit behind, but he does get a bit of airtime. Usually he gets a bit lapped, but he's quite clean. He's pretty clean, and he stays out of everyone's way. So good on him to getting involved.
I think he's been his own worst enemy a couple of times, a few spins that he's done all on his lonesome. But again, I mean, you know, we welcome everyone here. We want to see as many drivers as we can, and you know, it's great to have Luke with us. And that's going to be a big moment there from Ashley. That'll be a slowdown, but he might have got away without a black flag there. If he had it's one of those things, if you make that mistake and slide outside the pit lane and then go back into the pit, you'll get a black flag for an unsafe pit. Exactly. So you're better off doing what he did then, go out and do another lap. So that might be a nice little bit of knowledge there from Ashley, knowing what to do.
Yeah, sometimes if you leave it right to the very end, your fuel can really be your worst enemy. You lock up into that, and you don't have enough to go one more round. So it can be a bit touch and go.
I think the guys that are pitting now are pitting early enough that they'll have plenty of fuel still in the tank.
100%. Adam Hughes all the way out in front here. He's almost 10 seconds in front. An absolute dominating performance from him tonight, and it doesn't look like he's going to put a foot wrong in this feature race. No cars to make contact with, and it looks like he will just run away with it, as he always does.
Well, look, he had a couple of uncharacteristic errors, and that was Bradley Moore behind him there doing a little spin.
Yeah, had a feeling.
His teammate. But, yeah, Adam had a couple of little hiccups in the last race that threw him down when he was up front battling for the lead, so don't want to put the mockers on him or anything, but Adam, you're far enough ahead in the championship as it is, buddy. You know, no,
yeah, come on, make it interesting.
Great racer and really good pace, and as I said, you know, loves these cars, and that's really the difference at the moment. He's one of those guys that really seems to have got to grips with how to drive them.
Yeah, he drives them in the officials as well, so he gets all the practice as well, so he's able to get the sillies of the officials, I suppose. They're quite serious, but, you know, you get a couple of silly incidents that usually sometimes you don't get because you don't know the drivers, and he gets all that practice in, and he's able to transfer it to the league race, and that benefits him by producing wins.
You know, and again, you know, we're talking about guys up, you know, with 3.5 to 4, 5 KI rating. So that, you know, when they jump in the officials, you know, most of these guys are racing top split or, you know, the next one down.
It's usually top split.
Yeah, no slouching in them.
Yeah, as somebody who's been up at 4K and 3.5 sort of floats around there, it's usually top split. You're usually one of the higher numbers in top split, but every now and again you get chucked into the lower one if there's too many in the top split, and there's so much pressure on you if you're in that middle split, because you have to perform. At least personally, I find you have to perform more so than if you're a higher number in the top split.
Well, it's always, you know, big fish, little pond, or, you know, little fish in the big pond.
Yeah, and, I prefer to be a little fish in the big pond because, you know, you don't lose as much high rating and you gain a little bit more, not too much, but, you know, I find that I have more fun in the
what you find is
the midfield.
Yeah, what you find is the mistakes cost you more. Lower down, the mistakes cost you a lot more when you're in that bottom split, especially when you're near the front of it, you know, because in iRacing, you know, your I rating goes up and down generally based on the people that you race against and beat. You know, so if you beat them on track or they beat you, that'll affect how much you gain. I think a general rule you say finish in the top half and you'll gain points. Outside the top half, you lose them. But I mean, you know, in a league format like this, it's a completely different story, and it's great that iRacing has that capability to, you know, put on league events. It's why it's the premier sim racing platform, especially for broadcasting, because it's one of the things they focus on. Look at this battle here between Stefan. Just had way more pace than Stephen there on fresh rubber.
Yeah, fresh rubber, you can just see on the left-hand side there, you can see who has gone into the pits. So Robbie Griffiths has jumped into the pits as well. It looks like Tyson McAvoy, Carter Dines, Greg Leake all jumped into the pits as well. Callum Hodgkinson, Matt Doust, and Adam Hughes all making the long run. So I believe we're 10 minutes in now, or are we 20?
20 minutes in.
20 minutes in. I don't know why it would be 10. My apologies.
Well, it's just 10 times 2, buddy. Use your maths.
Yeah. I can't see much, to be honest. So it's no one's fault. It's just my my internet just not cutting it tonight, which is all right. It happens. It's my mechanical error, I suppose, or technical error.
Oh, these things happen. Technology rarely behaves like it wants to. I've been mucking around with my sim for a couple of weeks, and I've only just finally got it back to where I had it. Trying to be smart, change a few things, and I created all these extra issues for myself.
Nah, your setup's awesome, Cal. You've got your little indicators as well. That stuff's awesome. I don't even know how you hook that up. How do those work? How do indicators work on a sim?
So much on the racing sim. I haven't really mapped them for iRacing yet, but I've been mucking around with them for a set of course of my cruising sim. So where you go and drive on the open track racing and take a real road car and take it for a drive, and that's where I'm using indicators on that one. But yeah, something silly. I thought I'd try it, see what they're like. The only problem is that the indicator arm articulates up and down on the left, but the one on the right only articulates in one direction. So effectively, I've now got a European sim.
Oh, it's fine. The one on the right's the
wipers for this one.
Yeah, the wipers. So it's fine, isn't it?
That's a European car. Yeah, I'm used to. I'm mostly driven Aussie cars.
I've got a German car, so my wipers and my indicator is all one stick on the left side.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, no, I've my lights are on the right on the actual dash. I've got a 2000 C200, so it's a bit of an older one. As we see Robbie Griffiths round the outside, what a move on the back marker. On the back marker. It was a great move around the outside, to be honest. Getting away from Ash Davis, he's able to extend that gap. That was a very, very nice move, Robbie.
Carried some great speed around the outside.
Yeah.
And Matthew Dowse still hasn't pitted yet, so a fair way back. Adam Hughes is Adam's 20 seconds in front of Matthew at the moment.
I'm not able to see that timing anymore because mine was not working.
Oh, look, Alex has got Benjamin now. So that's a great move from Alex to get Benjamin back. It was it Benjamin that got him, and now Alex has got him back.
Yeah, Alex is gonna defend to the inside, but Benjamin's definitely gonna have a move. I can't talk. This is too much action going on for me. A bit of a lockup from Alex Court, uncharacteristic of him, but he's able to place that car in a perfect position to defend from Ben Siren. And this is gonna go race long. This is for the podium positions, and these guys will be battling very, very hard to see who gets it, to be honest.
Well, that's why we're seeing little lockups and stuff like that, because you know, these guys are pushing hard. What I just noticed is that on Alex Court's car, a little rebellion symbol. That'd be the dragon symbol, isn't it? Try and look at that symbol he's got on the back right of the car there.
On who, sorry?
On Alex Court. See that little red symbol there? Is that the...
I can't see anything. It's pixels. it's a couple of pixels. I believe it might just be part of the DSL Welding sponsor.
We can ask him about that later and see what it says.
We can indeed ask him tonight.
It's all good, but it was on Alex's car, but that's great. Yeah, there it is. You can sort of see it. The camera doesn't give you a great angle, but yeah, I saw that there. It was quite interesting.
I'll have to have a look after the race and get on maybe next week and have a look at the livery. Usually he runs the racing with autism livery on that car as well, so not sure if it's on tonight.
Well, when I looked at it first, I thought it was the Star Wars symbol of the rebellion, but and that's why
I know exactly what symbol you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first, because I've got lightsabers all over my car.
The Dragon RC logo. So thank you very much.
Right.
After Dark Sim Racing on Facebook, giving us the lowdown on the logos. Make sure to like and follow on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. It's all free, guys. You don't have to pay a thing. So it's all free, and it does support us. So we do appreciate if you like, subscribe, comment, follow, everything under the sun. Just give it a go. Share us around.
Right. The more subscribers we get, the more people we get involved, the greater. Yeah, we're always happy for your feedback. Let us know what we're doing right and doing wrong with the call. Or we're already looking at various things to improve the camera angles and packs like that. So it's all been a fairly sort of baptism of fire for SRW here with the start of this new season. But we only hope that the sky is the limit and things will just get better and better as we get more polished at this. And
Alex Court looked to have gotten Alex Court looking to have gotten quite a better run than Ben through those last couple of corners down the back end of the track. So he's able to push that gap out to 1 second. He's able to get a bit of a lead. Matt Doust is in the pits, so he's dropping down from P2. So now Alex and Ben aren't battling for podiums anymore. They're more battling for that P2. And Robbie Griffiths is 2 seconds behind, so he's actually wanting those two to battle in front so he can catch up, as we're on board with Steven Sinkovich now. Back to George Minus, as he hasn't corrected us on that. So we're just going through the back order of cars. Yeah, Team Greg. Always do it.
Carter Dines, Carter got caught out in a bit of a mess there early on in the race. That's thrown him well back down the order. Carter's had some good runs. Down 8 positions at the moment, but he's had some great runs the last couple of weeks. I know he came out of the blocks in round 1 and was giving us great battles with Benjamin in a couple of the different categories we're running. And so just got caught up a little bit. And as we've said, it doesn't take much. And, you can look at these cars and say, oh, there's no damage on them, but, it might be something we missed there and suddenly the car doesn't want to turn in. And that costs you half a second a lap, Drive that, and then
exactly right.
That is, it wears out the tyre, so by the time you give up, 5 laps at half a second a lap, and then you're starting to give up a second a lap because the tyre is worn more than it should.
Yeah, and then the tyre just keeps wearing. Once it gets overworn or worn in too quickly, then it drops off a cliff for these cars. So Stefan McCartan currently in P6. He's up a couple of he's up a couple of positions.
I'm down 4 actually, Stefan.
Down 4. My apologies. Yeah, he started on the front row, so unfortunate for him as well. I think the thing with some of these boys is just that consistency, as we've talked about before. Carter Dines just getting caught out sometimes, maybe just pushing a bit too hard on lap 1, which maybe sometimes his downfall, but he has shown that he's got pace, and we do want to see him succeed up at the front.
Look, as I said, I think the quality of the field is so close that, a little bit of wheel spin off the line can cost you 4 or 5 positions. If you're the only one that has a bad start and everyone else has a good one, you tend to suffer and lose out as a result. And these cars are known to be one of the hardest cars to get started off the grid, off a standing start.
They really are. You can sort of lock them out. If you do the start wrong, you can actually lock yourself out of getting the car going. I don't know why it happens. I don't know how it happens. But if you just clutch it, sometimes you'll shift and it'll stay in the high revs and the wheels will not turn. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea how it happens. But every time that I've tried sort of standing start, that was a bit testy there from Stefan McCartan, the rear end wanting to go around, and he's able to catch that very, very nicely. But yeah, if you start it wrong, this car just won't go.
we're looking at the difference here. Matthews' tyres are 6 laps fresher than Stephen's. So I think now that, what lap are we on now? We're on lap...
On the inside, he's able to get it done. Oh, a big lock-up towards the end of the corner, and that's cost him. He's going to be able to stay alongside. He didn't go all the way off track. There is a lot of runoff there that isn't actually runoff, it's just track, and he is able to get that move on Stefan McCartan and get up into P6. A good drive from Matty Doust. He's putting in a hell of a performance tonight.
These boys are racing great. Matthew Doust, up 4 positions at the moment, and I think pretty much the entire field is pitted except for Adam Court. He, maybe he's forgotten that you need to actually pit in this race.
Alex's pit, it's Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes, I apologise. I apologise.
Yeah, Adam's just extending that lead. I think he's doing similar to what he did on Tuesday with the F3s and just running it all the way to the end and forming as much of a gap. You pit late as possible at this track, and it really does benefit you. Yeah, he's almost a whole lap in front, and that's incredible. So he really is putting in the hard yards and putting in a long stint for a 40-minute race. So we'll be keeping an eye on him to see when he does come in. I think he will have Alex Court cleared unless Alex is able to gain a little bit of time in the period that is left until he pits. So be interesting to see here.
Again, this is the 40-minute race. We had the 20-minute sprint race and then the 40-minute longer race with the compulsory pit stop. But, I mean, these boys are just treating them like sprint races. I think, every time we cross the cars, it's no one's really driving with complacency on their shoulder and just, holding their position. Everyone's battling and pushing hard. That's why we're seeing little mistakes and little lockups, and there we go.
Matty Doust for After Dark Sim Racing, who just had a little bit of a lockup, and we've got 95 Sim Sport asking what the pit cycle's like. The time, I believe it is, I don't know if we can get Cowie to give us the time, as he's got the timings up. He'll be able to see the pit lane time.
See what I can see it.
Time.
Let me have a look and see what I can find. Pit lane time, I have to scroll out a bit more. Let me have a look. So yeah, it's a range between sort of 37, 38 seconds through to just over a minute. The bulk of the field here looking like it's around about the 49, 50 second mark. So, but again, I'm sure there's some guys out there who've only taken 2 tyres, others have gone for 4. So maybe that's the difference there.
Well, if Alex Court is able to get a couple more seconds on Adam Hughes might be in trouble here. So Alex is going to have a little bit to do to get up into that pit cycle, that pit window, to be able to jump Adam Hughes. But Adam having such a gap. Here it is, Adam Hughes into the pit lane. Will Alex Court be able to jump him under pit stop? We will have to wait and see. We're just watching this battle between Matty Doust and Robbie Griffiths and Ash Davis. Sorry, not Robbie Griffiths, Stefan McCartan behind. Robbie Griffiths is all the way up front. That is Matty Doust up the inside of Ash Davis. Does he get the move done? It looks like he does. He cuts across to the then inside. He's able to get that move done, and that was a very classy move from Matty Doust. He's just charging through the field up into P5 now.
Certainly was. Stefan was looking to try and get close enough to take advantage of that. Yeah, look at that, good move. Just position the car in exactly the right spot. Yeah. And
he got out of the corner well as well. That exit, yeah, as you said, he had a lot of control over the exit, was able to get that car into a position where he sort of blocked Ash Davis's run through the next part of the corner. So some great defending that we've seen all throughout this series. Of course, I've named Alex Court our wall, our resident wall. But we've seen some great defending from other drivers, and Matthew Doust was a great example of that. Maybe that's an After Dark Sim Racing special.
I think, again, I mean, we're seeing the guys able to show sort of both sort of sides of that, those driving skills required to succeed around here. So, it's not just all about defensive driving, it's about, setting up your opponent to where you can make the pass. I mean, as we've talked before, a lot of it can be, working out where your opponent is stronger than you or weaker than you, so you can maybe take advantage of that. Look at Stefan here trying to put some pressure on
He
Ash.
is creating a lot of pressure. Is he going to be up the inside? It looks like he might be. We'll stay on board with Matty Dowse. No, he won't. Sorry, Stefan McCartan up the inside. That's all good, Nathan. Don't even worry about it. It's some great defending from Ash Davis. Stefan's going to be on the outside. He's not going to be able to get that move done as we come into how long's left, Cowie?
Looks like we have about 15 minutes left. Oh, sorry, about 5 minutes left, I should say, buddy. Yeah,
5
almost
minutes
added an
left to
extra
go in this race.
So,
a
and
very
the boys
quick
are pushing
stop
as a
from-
result.
It was a very, very quick stop from Adam Hughes. It looks like he's, still about 16 seconds in front?
Yeah, 47-second pit lane total time by the looks of that. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
really
so
up,
it's one
really
of
out
the
in
quickest,
front.
one of the quickest stops of the night, you know. So, yeah, so did exactly what he needed to do. As you said, I think he was out to 20 seconds or something ahead of Alex prior to the pit stop. So Alex has taken a little bit of time out of him, but Adam's so far ahead that he could probably walk it home now. I reckon.
Oh, great move from Stefan McCartan, but it's not over yet. Ash Davis comes right back at him, and he's able to hold the inside, and he'll have the inside for the double left-hander. Stefan's going to look to go round the outside. He won't have as much speed coming into the next part of the track. Ash Davis is going to be on the outside. He's going to have the speed through the corner. Is he going to go up the inside? Stefan jumps to the inside to defend, and Ash Davis does go to the inside, but a big lockup from the 9-5 SimSport driver, and he is in the wall. I don't believe it'll bring out a safety car, but that is very unfortunate, and that does happen sometimes in these final laps. Those drivers go for moves that aren't really there. You should be a bit more patient, and that has happened here for Ash Davis.
He's just gone in a bit hot, yeah. He's just broke a bit deep there, and then the car's locked up. So, I mean, again, as soon as you lock up, you're effectively trying to release the brake to get rid of the lock. And once you've done that, you've added distance to the braking zone, so you don't make the corner anymore.
Well, it didn't look like he had too much damage on the front of that car, so he'll be able to continue. Only unfortunate thing is he's down in P7 rather than being in P5 or P6 where he was. So he didn't lose too much from that. He's only dropped a position, so he'll be not too worried about that. John McHenry just getting past one of the Sinkovic boys, one of the back markers, sitting in P13. So a good drive from him as well.
John's having a good solid run tonight. He's driving his own race. Again, the locked-on sim racing machine there, looking good, boys.
Yeah, I can't believe these boys you can just see the intervals now towards each driver. There's only a couple who are really sort of close to each other. That's Robbie Griffiths chasing down Ben Siren. The rest of them are just sort of driving their own race, just focused on getting to the end there. As we can see, Adam Hughes is almost lapped the whole field now. He's coming up to, I believe that is the 370 car of, who is that?
Ashley Knowles.
Ashley
So that's
Knowles
in 11, and Ashley's currently running in 11th. So yeah,
yes,
half the field.
yes.
Tyson McAvoy having a great race. He's up in 7th at the moment. Tyson's up 4 positions. So yeah, having a much better showing this week in the Porsche. I think he's quite enjoying this. He didn't really mean to jump in this series and then realised that none of the other boys were going to jump in the Porsche, so he thought he'd better make sure there's at least a team presence. And I was talking to him last week, he's actually really enjoyed driving the car. It's a bit of a challenge. It's very different from the V8, even though they're similar in the fact that they don't have those controls that Dano seems to love. But they can be very different to drive as well.
How dare you? How dare you, mate?
That's all good, buddy.
Nah, I'm going to have to agree a little bit on that one. I will have to agree. Those supercars are a different breed of driver. The Porsche Cup I can do because it's a mid-engine car and I sort of know how to drive the mid-engine cars, but supercars, absolutely not.
Yeah, I know when I try and drive these cars, I'm sort of waiting for the V8 where you've got that the shift of weight that you can get the car and actually give it a little bit of a flick where the rear end of the car steps out a little bit for you. Gives you that slip angle. And in these things, you've actually got to be a bit more precise with that turn in a bit earlier, make it happen a bit earlier if you're trying to get advantage of it. You can't rely on a big shift of weight that helps the car turn in.
Yeah, exactly right. I was just getting used to the 991 Porsche Cup car, and the 992 was released, so I thought it would be quite similar. It's absolutely not. So it was a big learning curve for me to get back into this car, and I'm still not fully where I was before. But Adam Hughes has taken us to the final lap. He's set the fastest lap as well for this race, and that's Brad Wall. So I thought it was Adam Hughes, but it wasn't, as these guys will come to their final lap. So not too many battles forming for this final lap, but it will be a good finish to a 40-minute race. And Cowie, it's been a good one.
Oh, look, as always, these guys are racing hard. There's been plenty of action out there. I mean, Adam Hughes showing that he's in a class of his own at the moment. We're going to have to put some bricks in the boot of that car or something, give him a big, massive weight penalty.
I
He's even looking
agree.
at stepping it out a little bit, just knowing that it's the last lap. We're going to be showing him, so he's just sticking the butt out a little bit and waggling
I think we need to ban him from qualifying, so he has to go all the way from the back. But if you do that, then he's just going to stick it on in 10th and go from first. So
yeah, that's
we'll have
right.
to sort something out to make it a bit fair. I'm only joking, to be honest. As he will pass Greg Leak for Team Greg.
Coming in the last corner, this is it, buddy.
Take the checkered flag. Adam Hughes wins round 5 of the Porsche Cup Series here on SRW TV, brought to you by DSL Welding. A great drive from him. Alex Court comes home to bring P2 for After Dark Sim Racing. I don't think it was too eventful tonight. There was a 5-6 car battle for a little bit, and it sort of trickled out, but it was an overall good race. Oh, big collision there from the back markers.
I think that was over the line.
Take P3, Robbie Griffiths taking P4. Yeah, I think they were over the line, so I think it's quite all right. Matty Doust taking home P5. He was down in P10, so up 5 positions. A good race from him as well.
Yeah, we just saw the milk carton cross the line there, Stephen McCartan. So the reason that Dano nicknamed him Milk Carton was so that he could pronounce his name right, get it right.
100%.
So.
100%.
Yeah. You're sticking to that story too, aren't you, buddy?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, he is Milk Carton, so I can remember that it's Stefan Milk Carton. And also McCartan kind of sounds like Milk Carton, so I also like the little pun and the little name change. And he hasn't said anything to me, so I think it's pretty all right.
I'm sure you'll cop it, you know.
I'm sure.
Just saving it up.
Once I get involved in the racing next season, which I do plan on doing, I don't know what I'm going to drive, but once I get involved one night, I reckon he'll definitely give me a nickname that I maybe am not too fond of, but...
Well, look, as also, always, buddy, it's a pleasure working with you. I'm going to have to shoot off again. This is just one of those nights that I can't stay on too long.
It's all good. I'm going to call just Adam, Alex, and Ben in, to be honest.
Well, congratulate the boys for me, and I'll talk to you again on Sunday for the round 5 of the Super Ones, buddy. But again, pleasure to call it with you, mate, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, I'll catch you on Sunday, mate.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Padawan, Chibi.
So I'll just wait for these guys to come in. It was a good race tonight. It was a pretty stock standard one, I think, apart from not seeing Ben up the front. What did you think, Nathan?
Mate, it was exciting. Like, again, from start of the pack to the back of the pack, these guys just battle. Like they're fighting for first place. So, mate, being able to sit behind the scenes and just sort of really intake everything, mate, I love it. I love it.
Good to see. Now, Alex Court's in the green room. I'll bring him in. We'll get everyone in periodically. Alex, you had a good race tonight, mate. Quali maybe not went how you wanted it, but you set a good lap in the end there. But how was it tonight?
Yeah, it was good fun. Glad it's over though, because I really don't like this track in this car.
The layout or the actual track itself?
The layout, that horrible chicane.
Yeah. I think we did discuss that in our little chat. We did discuss the horrible chicane that is.
Yep.
But it looked
Did
like you
anyway.
maneuvered it quite well, and you got through pretty comfortably, sitting in P2. A good finish in the end from you. Was there any troubles through that race? I know you had a nice little battle with Ben Siren for a little bit there.
No, there wasn't anything really too bad. That I can remember. No, I think everything went pretty smooth. Oh, I had one slowdown.
Right.
That was first race.
Sweet.
But yeah, apart from that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I can't personally, honestly, I can't really think there wasn't too much going on other than you and Ben's little battle. So I'll hand it over to you again. Nathan, you haven't got anything that you want to ask Alex?
Mate, other than give us a shout out for your sponsors tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Oh, I did. Sorry, I did want to ask. I noticed you weren't running the Racing with Autism livery tonight. Was there a reason for that, or?
Don't run that on the Porsche.
Oh, you don't run it on the Porsche Cup. My apologies.
No, all good, all good. So as far as sponsors go, always DSL Welding Services and Racing with Autism Australia for my sponsorship. DSL Welding, Corp IT, Dragon RC, Above and Below Stump Grinding, Tree Minded, Mod Tint, Racing with Autism Australia, ABC Transport, and AA Designs. Also, as always, massive shout out to Gary Bradshaw in New Zealand for always tuning in. All the boys.
Saw his name in chat tonight.
All the boys at After Dark. Actually, it'd be good if you could bring up Matty Doust. He got his first win, I believe it was tonight. So.
Oh yeah, he's in the green room. I'll bring him in right now.
We actually got our first team 1-2 tonight, so bloody awesome job to him as well.
And Matty's actually joined us now. Matty, how did you find that win, mate? That opening race?
It was quite good. Thank you, Adam, for making a mistake and making it easy for me.
Can't be saying that to the championship leader, mate.
Well, if you didn't make it, I probably wouldn't have got it. So it's always good to be appreciative.
It was pretty smooth sailing for you, actually, for that first race. And you did actually very, very well in the second, up 5 positions, going from P10 into P5. How did you find the second race, that 40-minute one?
Yeah, it was good. I was actually 18th by turn 5, lap 1. So it was a big claw back, but not too bad. Pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, so I mean, Alex has run us through the sponsors, so you boys are welcome to stay with us. I'll just bring Ben Siren and Adam in. I'll start with you, Adam. Pretty smooth sailing win for you, mate. I just want to ask what's happened in the first race, mate.
I just ran out of talent and skill, man. Just I think, I don't know, I had issues with the headset. Like, for whatever reason, I could hear people talking in the Discord, but I couldn't hear anyone in the race nor the engine. So I couldn't hear what was going on with the brakes of the tyres of the engine. And I think I took out poor old Tyson McAvoy. So, again, sorry to him. I nearly took out my teammate twice, like 2 different teammates because of it. So, was an absolute headache and just a downy moment. So, yeah, I'm going to forget that one.
Well, that's quite all right. You did a pretty good recovery to get up into, I believe you got up into P8, P7, P6?
Yeah, P7 it was.
P7. Yeah, so you did pretty well to get back up into the top 10. Ben, are you with us, mate?
Yep, sure am, loud and clear.
How did you find that both of those races? Because I know you had a lovely little battle with Alex for a little bit there until he sort of pulled away. Looked like you were enjoying yourself out there. Yeah,
it was an awesome couple of races, that's for sure. It was very good, and a bonus, I didn't take out my teammate this week.
That is always a bonus that does get you brownie points with the team in the debrief, I suppose.
Definitely, yep. Yeah, it was good. Good night's racing.
Had good pace tonight, Ben.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just sort of get into a rhythm and try and be as consistent as I can, and sometimes it pays off.
Yeah, you really showed off your consistency tonight, Ben. You really showed off that you can battle at the front, mate. So, want to keep seeing it. Definitely want to keep seeing some battles for podiums. I'll have a talk to Steph, and I don't know if Adam, you know, or what was going on there, because he was quite off the pace this week.
Yeah, he just just didn't really feel Nürburgring at all that well, and didn't really do much practice either. He was quick on Wednesday night, but he just I think he had issues with his pedals and issues with his wheel as well. So he's trying to fix it now as we speak, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I will love to see him next week or on Sunday as. Oh, no, he doesn't race Sundays, so we'll love to see him next week and see him back to his podium ways, I suppose. But good job for you boys for taking advantage of the mistakes for the top two of Adam and Alex, the double A's. I'm gonna call you two now because you're always on the podium, you little double A batteries. So good job to you, Ben and Maddie,
Thank
for
you.
taking advantage of where it is. But I believe that will bring us to the end. Sorry, actually, no, it won't. Ben, would you like to go through your sponsors?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you once again goes out to Racecraft Simulations, RSW Graphics, Racing Years, Custom Ear Protection, 3D printing services, and Cutting Edge Tracks. Once again, thank you very much, guys, for being on board.
And Adam, you run us through the regular sponsors, mate, of Crisscross Racing.
Yeah, mate. Obviously, Jennifer Lawrence Russell Real Estate. Obviously, AE Boards, Smoke Studios, as always, for jumping on board and giving us a chop out. And obviously, to Stefan for getting it all together and putting it in the hard yards as well. Obviously, to yourself, and obviously to big old Nath. Thank Cross, remember that this time. Thanks, Nathan, for the stream. Obviously, yourself, Dano, for commentating and hosting. Obviously, Cowie's not in today, sadly.
Cowie was in today.
was here,
He's
mate,
at, he has to pop off on Thursdays. Yeah, he has to pop off on Thursdays. So.
Thanks to Cowie and obviously J-Mac and Sinkfitch Brothers, and obviously to Cordy, Alex, Ben, and Matthew for the race, and obviously for Matthew for winning race one, mate. Good stuff.
Thanks, Adam. I love you.
So you should.
Oh,
Love to see a bit of sportsmanship between you.
You're all good, mate. All good.
That
And
will
sorry to
bring
Tyson McAvoy again because I screwed him over. So sorry, Tyson.
You've always got some good sportsmanship on you. I do love to see the respect you have for everyone, even though you do win by exuberant margins. You do have respect for all the drivers, so it's one thing I love about you, mate. So it's great to see. That will bring us to the end of our broadcast tonight on SRW TV, the round 5 of the Porsche Cup, brought to you by DSL Welding. Adam Hughes is our winner tonight. He has done splendidly well all season, and can anyone knock him off that podium position? We will have to see. From everyone here at SRW TV, I'd like to say thank you for watching. On behalf of Cowie, you had to run, Nathan Shibby Padawan, our producer tonight. Sorry, my brain is quite tired. Had a long day. And from myself, Dano, here on the comms box, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on Sunday for the Super 1 V8 Supercars. Cheers, guys.
See you then.